Reese not looking up from his book. Yeah, they are.
So
Reeves built a house in a can.
That doesn't surprise me anymore.
In the distance, from like at the top of the tower, you can hear the faint success.
as you just hear,
And this is where I choose to start recording. In the middle of these shenanigans.
of course.
I
There's
don't know
now
what spell to
7
take.
houses.
But yes, Nicandros would be glad for both of your company and does spend the time you guys are out there with you both.
He'd get lots of
Ugh.
kisses for the help.
Mm-hmm.
And Tomas would
Alright.
regale him of all the stories of getting his ass kicked by a god and about dethroning a chieftain.
Nope, I found a spell. Do.
Hell yeah. Let me roll a check real quick. Again, just where you at, buddy? Nicandros looks concerned.
That's his normal state of being.
Why does Nicandros look concerned? What happened?
Tomas is definitely talking about how he attacked and dethroned a dead god, and also definitely got one of the chiefs of the Kirali tribes murdered and replaced by Zara.
Oh, good.
The crazy lad did it. He attacked and dethroned God.
It's been his dream this entire campaign.
It's a shame it was a cool god.
Okay, yeah, but like he invited being attacked and dethroned.
He was like, Lamal, let's see if you're worthy of this.
Tomas
Reese
was like,
turning a page in his book. I threw a spear through Eber.
so I was like, oh fuck yeah.
He survived though.
Aren't they supposed to not survive
Hmm.
that?
Not technically how the spear works, but I am not there as a DM in person to explain that.
You're like, if I was standing there.
If only Tomas could see the behind-the-scenes machinations.
It would be so much less fun.
Yeah. He'd see how many times I hit the pause button on enemy HP bars. I'm like, no, the fun doesn't stop.
Oh my god. There's a pause button on enemy HP bars.
I handle boss HP in a very interesting way. Unfortunately, I cannot scale things 100% accurately to CR because y'all got some hyper tunes.
No.
I definitely gave you guys some funny haha things that scale up your damage quite a fucking lot.
No.
So endgame bosses might have 300 to 400 HP, but when Reeves and Wolf go before them and deal 150 HP each, well, everybody's got to have some time to have some fun.
I just assume the HP of any enemy we face is like 1,000 because we do too much damage.
I do like to count up to see how much fucking damage you guys do. It's usually a lot.
I just assumed at this point, people just start using a tick system. It's like, how many hits did you get on this? Okay, that's enough.
Hey, that's literally how the Einar fight worked, where they got his HP down and he kept Orcus ferocitying until he got to like wounded like 5.
Oh goodness. Oh god.
That makes sense.
Oh god, indeed.
I mean,
That fight was
remember what domain he had? It was Defiance.
Einar's so hot. Man, what a fucking Chad, dude.
So he passed that fun little domain along. So that's going to be a problem.
That's a shame because he was so sexy, Matt.
I mean, he was a fucking
What?
skeleton on a throne.
Why did you make the dead god hot? It's not fair.
I know, life's rough sometimes. And he also bullied his fucking brother, who is now also dead.
Good.
I believe Einar was like, I knew that fucking dipshit would fucking fail as a god, and now our entire lineage is dead. Damn. That's disappointing.
He did say that.
He did, in fact, say that. I heard that.
I'll have to ask someone for a play-by-play of that adventure.
Don't ask me because I was only partially listening.
Hey. The cliff notes are the party re-killed the dead god. Wolf now has a domain.
Hell yeah.
And Zara is now the chieftain of a Kirali tribe.
Hey, that's rad.
Because we did good on diplomacy.
Yes, they did.
We did so good.
I wasn't trying to be diplomatic.
I know you weren't. I was.
I was trying to piss him off.
We did a good job.
The
And I
party
was going to
befriended.
throw Wolf at the problem.
Hey, it was a good that was a good backup plan for if you guys hadn't passed all the checks you did and accidentally befriended all the major players in the tribe besides the chieftain.
Listen,
Yeah, that could have
man
gone
looked
worse.
sussy.
That could have
I had
gone
to
worse.
know what he was doing.
Reese over here, like, this is why you take me on the diplomatic missions, because otherwise this happens.
Mika was earnestly trying to de-escalate shit.
Tomas was earnestly escalating it.
And
So-
neither of us were
There's a-
rolling well.
There's a combo in that A, diplomacy is one of Reese's best skills, and
Uh-huh.
B, he can sort of partially control Tomas.
You would not,
Not
have controlled
completely.
Tomas in that situation.
I don't think he could have, not even
You
Reese.
could not have stopped him.
Not completely. Maybe slow him down.
No, Mika had already slowed Tomas down. Tomas was going to go ham, bacon, cheese on the first mission, like before the mission even ended.
It was, oh boy.
But then
Tomas
Mika
being reined in was they didn't fight the chieftain when they walked in.
Yep.
literally.
Yup.
There are two wolves in your diplomatic envoy. One is a dwarf attempting diplomacy. The other is a gremlin elf attempting to burn everything down.
And then the third wolf is just watching.
The third wolf is Wolf.
Yep.
In Tomas's defense, he saw a man who was fit not to lead, and Tomas is like, as a leader, I cannot let that stand.
Oh my goodness.
Man will die now.
Prime directive. Prime directive.
Yeah.
God, fine.
I mean, he definitely started out on the proper foot with Tomas when
Oh,
he
yeah.
implied that Phelan was the weaker of the two gods in that pairing,
Fair.
being that he is subordinate to Kirol. And you're like, listen, bitch, I like Kirol a lot. Kirol was made a god by Phelan. Watch your fucking mouth.
Tomas was like, listen, bitch, Phelan may take Kiral's dick, but like, listen.
He power bottoms it, okay?
Yeah.
No, let's be honest. Phelan is basically Tomas. They're both pillow princesses.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, any other mechanics that want to be done during the downtime week?
Okay, so the way that ablative armor plating works is that you have to spend like 10 minutes for it to be put on.
Mhm.
Instead, could we do something where it takes 10 minutes for it to be primed?
I mean, you could put it on 10 minutes before you depart.
Hmm.
Is this Reeves doing armor plating or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the ablative. Like, you could do the, like, framework of it without any problems, but actually, like, locking all the actual, like, pieces designed to fall off in place would probably take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So, you can get the framework done. I do need the 10 minutes dedicated to putting the armor on for it to be active.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that makes total sense. Cause yeah.
What about for the shield plating that we strapped
Oh,
on?
are you getting the shield plating or the armor plating?
I was gonna do the shield plating for Mika, because
Okay.
the spikes. I don't think I've got them equipped on Aegis anyway. Just basically some extra shielding on Aegis to them shoving it into people anyway.
I mean-
ablative armor? Is it still 10 minutes for the shield plating?
I think it
believe
was.
so.
Yeah, I think it was similar. Yeah.
Yeah, if whatever the timer on it is, like you'd probably set up the framework during the downtime and then just actually apply the plates. Because the whole point of ablative armor, as I understand it, is you just set up a bunch of really like heavy disposable armor plates that are designed to take a hit and then crumple away.
Yes.
So
And,
it's just temporary armor
yeah,
that's
'cause it
designed
lasts
to absorb
for
as much force as possible.
it lasts for an hour.
Hmm
Let me pull it up here. I had it in my character sheet.
Yeah, it lasts an hour from
There it
being
is.
being activated.
Let's see here. Yep, flying it grants shield because level 19 is the true plating, the highest level.
hmm
Plating grants it 40 temporary hit points that last for an hour or until lost. Removing the plating early destroys it.
Yep.
So yeah,
So
it
you
does
guys
like
would
crumple
set that up.
things.
So like you guys would set it out. So like as you guys are heading out, when you're not moving or anything like that, I won't take time off. So it will start counting down when the mission starts.
Okay, so maybe like carry the junk. Like Miko took the junk along with her, and then like maybe just, like strap it onto the shield when
Yeah, if
think
you
it
want
might
to
be
like
needed.
take it. Yeah, if you want to like carry it in your pack, and then once you find a good place outside the mission, you could prep for it. But we will say, for all intents and purposes, that you guys put on the armor when you reach the fight, like the zone.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
Theoden with you if you want to talk to him and like make sure that's viable. He would say he can put down like an invisibility sphere for you guys for a few minutes to put that on.
Okay.
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 All right. Any other mechanical stuff, or are we good to move on to mission updates?
I think I'm good.
All
Yeah,
right.
I think I'm good.
So, after a little over a week and a half of downtime, you guys are feeling your strength come back to you and getting ready to depart on your next round of missions when Nara pulls you all together for a group planning session. Let me pull up the funny list. And as she looks around and sees that everybody available is gathered, she gives a quick nod. You note that Avi is not in attendance, Osek is not in attendance, and Zek is not in attendance.
Looking a little empty.
Yeah, where's all our buddies at?
We have some updates from some of our members in the field. Unfortunately, a few of them won't be able to join us for the time being. We'll start with the updates from those three, as you are aware of their absence. And so, after taking a bit of a heavy sigh, Nara spins the map around towards the Hearthlands, where AV, Bildrin, and Terran had deployed to assist the people holding out there, along with your sister, Berta. Um, so it looks like the forces that are currently occupying Cold have been doing much better than we expected, considering the forces they would be dealing with. But it looks like the Silver Order has changed their means of dealing with the situation. Considering the amount of time we have left before the Ascension, it looks like they have given up trying to break through the city and have instead decided to starve them off. Not so much planning to siege the city down properly and make sure that the forces are forced to surrender in any time frame that would matter. But at the very least, based on the last updates Avi was able to get to us, it seems that it would be unlikely that they'll be able to assist us in their current state. they're tying the Silver Order down as much as the Silver Order is being tied down by them. So taking a rather significant portion of their forces, keeping them in that location. But it will mean that Avi and the others there will not be able to offer us any aid for the foreseeable future.
How long they're gonna be able to hold out there? Smuggle anything into them?
Avi and Zumir have been using the systems they previously set up to smuggle what goods they can inside to at least make sure the occupants are well supplied with food and healing and other maintenance work, but without resources and personnel being distributed from the outside, it looks like they'll be stuck in a stalemate for at least a few weeks.
Not sure if that's better than getting overrun or not, but at least might buy enough time for us to get out there later, I hope.
It works out in our favor if we're able to stop the ascension from going off as planned.
That's true, I guess. If we can't stop that, then not necessarily a lot else gonna matter.
And if we're able to stop the ascension, it's quite possible we'll either be able to reverse the effects of the Silver Order, or at least get them to stand down before anything can happen to overrun Colt. But for the time being, it looks like the situation is stable there, if not tense. They're making sure that they are remaining on their guard. But for the time being, I don't think they're in terrible danger.
Alright, that's good enough for now, I guess.
She just nods. It's unfortunate, but luckily we were able to give them a fortuitous situation to build off of going into the situation, and enough equipment and supplies that they've set up quite a bit of a fortification around the city. Had things been any different, it might have gone down quite a bit worse, but looks like things played out in our favor this time. So it looks like all that prep work you put into the Hearthlands and giving them all the extra equipment you guys had paid off.
Hey.
As for OSEC, they have reported that there is, at least as they expect, some foul play going on in Carsbury. They've been doing what they can to dissuade the push to evacuate the city, force their way out past the guards now that the demonic influence in the area is receding, but it seems like there's a bit of a coordinated effort going on. They're not entirely sure the source of it at the moment, but they have passed along information that they plan on investigating the source of it and making sure that the population within Carsbury does not come to any harm. Once again, this will be taking the entirety of their resources and the opportunities available to them. So we won't be able to get any other assistance from OSEC while they are otherwise occupied. As for Zek, he has requested that we do not retrieve him at the moment, as the situation there is a bit precarious. He's beginning to suspect that something is afoot in Hearthwaite, that the situation isn't quite as plain as we initially had thought out. They don't have proof yet, but they have suspicion that Valore might not have been the one that was trying to get us involved in the situation there. And they intend on using the more obscure means available to them to try to suss out exactly what is going on in within the remnants of my academy. So I will be keeping an eye out for any updates from them. But for the time being, they are going to be out of touch until they're able to pass along any additional information to us. But I do have a lifeline to them with Rune. So all we can do now is hope that their intuition and skills are enough to get them through the situation until we hear back from them further.
Aside from what they relayed to you, do they know who was actually trying to get us involved?
The most likely alternative is Drahoslav. He might have been trying to pull us into a trap of some sort to eliminate you all. Or, potentially, if his ambitions were high enough, even trying to draw me out when I usually drop you all off in the tower, he might have had something planned for us when we arrived. It's hard to say entirely.
Hmm.
Luckily, Zev had certain magics at his disposal that made a more distant drop off plausible, so we went with that route, but there's no telling what could have happened if we had deployed there, and what exactly they had up their sleeve, or even if either of the two that we think are involved there are. I'll be keeping an eye out for his report, and I'll pass along any updates I have to you all once I do.
Yeah, sounds good.
As for the two missions that have not received any updates yet from us, I believe they're the ones that you all were planning on assisting with. Clearhaven is on the precipice at the moment, unfortunately. We've detected, or at least narrowed down, the source of the divine energy in the area, and it doesn't match up with any of the other known deities that we're working with Ethos. So it's possible that they've either passed along a new domain to one of their existing followers or created another one. And they are spreading their wings in Clearhaven, so to speak.
Did you just say create another one?
In the same way that many of the new generations of gods were, yes, passing along a domain they pulled from one of the older gods into a new body.
Oh, I see.
Yes, it's not exactly within anyone's domain, especially in the events of the god form, to craft an entirely new domain, but it is possible to change hands into somebody we're not aware of the skills of. So be very careful when you arrive in Clearhaven. I don't know exactly what it is that they are doing there, but it looks like the situation there has gotten rather unpleasant. It looks like there's been a bit of a schism in the local defense force. Half of them are now on the side of the Silver Order, and the other half that has remained alongside Lord Badar is being pushed back block by block every day. It won't be much longer now until the city falls entirely. So we'll have quite a bit of an uphill battle when we're there. Luckily, it looks like they've still managed to hold out a solid stronghold within the heart of the city. Enough so that we should have at least a safe place to deploy you all without making you cut through the lines to get to him. But if we don't deal with this situation this week, then I don't think we'd have any other opportunities. So it's good that we're dealing with it now. And Theoden, I believe you had an update for Gurndorol. And Theoden steps forward. Yes, unfortunately, it looks like they have managed to breach the gates to the inner sanctum. I was able to slip past their defenses and confirm that within at least the past few days, the damage seemed relatively recent when I slipped in 3 days ago, that they had managed to breach the inner sanctum.
Fuck.
We're not sure exactly the layout of that area. The priests were rather secretive about the extent of the architecture there, but if rumor is to be believed, Reindrake's first forge is at some point within that old temple. And unsurprisingly, the embers that I have from it are on their last bit of life.
So, shouldn't rely on those once we're in there.
Yes, we should be very cautious with them. Whatever sparks we have left might be the last bit of use we have from them unless we're able to reclaim the forge. At the very least, we should do what we can to assess the full extent of the situation and what they're doing.
Do we know?
Preferably, we should retake the forge if we can, but failing that, denying them access might be the best we can do.
Do we know who they've sent to be in there? They didn't send that. I can't remember the ambassador's name.
Yes, he was using a pseudonym, at least a false name. We haven't been able to find records of who he is, but he typically goes by the name the Quartermaster, from what I was able to overhear while I was there. It is my understanding, based on my observations, that he has quite a heavy presence in the area.
So
At
he
the
probably
very
has.
least, he would be there.
So he most certainly has his domain set up there already.
Very much so, yes. There were remnants of powerful divine energy scattered over the entire temple, and they've been getting stronger over the past few weeks.
See, he's the one that killed Raindrick in the first place and took his stuff, so it's
Or
not
at least
surprising.
facilitated it. It's possible Eber could have dealt the death blow, or merely disgraced the corpse. It's hard to tell entirely the order of events, considering how late we got to it. But we should be very cautious while we're in there. Aside from the quartermaster, there's quite a few, maybe 100 or so, Silver Order, at least in the parts of the facility I've been able to see. There might be more deeper through Kerndoral, but I don't see much of a way for us to sneak in entirely unseen. Sooner or later we will get seen.
Distraction, maybe? Anything we can use to draw some of them away?
And Theoden looks towards Londrake, who thinks for a moment and says, I might be able to come up with something. Give me a day or two. I'll look over the documents we have of sneak peek into the area. We might be able to come up with something to buy us a bit of time. I
Yeah,
won't
let
keep them
me.
entirely off their backs, but a few minutes might buy us a lot more than we think.
Yeah, let me take a look at the maps as well. Um, like there has to be something where we can prolong our. There has to be like a route or something we can prolong our infiltration with.
Aye, you're welcome to them. If you want to take a look, lad, any assistance we can get is appreciated. Alright. And Nar looks over a couple of other reports and says, We have a few updates from the areas that were previously visited. As happy as I would normally be to report this, they definitely picked one of the more inconvenient choices. It seems that there is a bit of contention within the ranks of Ethos's allies. We've received reports from the Elven lands that there was a bit of conflict, and that Theodorus is no longer holding on to his domain.
You what?
Wait,
Someone took
Theodorus?
his domain?
The crazy Morphe guy that put his heart in Wolf?
Yes, it seems that there was a bit of dissatisfaction, if what Phelan reported is accurate, and Theodorus was replaced.
That
We still detect his domain in the area, but we have confirmed the death of Theodorus.
that is not who I would have expected.
Given how hard it was for Fei Lin to do any damage to him, yeah, agreed.
Moss is just going to grimace and be like, maybe don't tell Kabak that.
Yes, for the time being, we have decided not to pass that information along, but
Probably good.
Phelan is trying to come up with ways to pass that information along in a constructive way to Kabak.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, he will learn, and perhaps it's the best that his anger is directed to the proper locations when he does.
That his anger can be useful when it's not directed at us.
And luckily, we have a very good place to direct it to at the moment.
I mean, I didn't meet the man, but I'm assuming it's not easy to take a domain from someone. Had to be someone pretty powerful, I'm guessing.
As interesting as he was, yeah, that would have. I'm not sure anyone short of Eber or Ethos could have done that.
When did this happen? Because, I mean, we ran into Eber and Tripwire, so.
Yeah, we did.
Based on Phelan's report, it happened about 5 days ago.
So probably not Epper.
By the time you guys are having this meeting, you would have ran into Eber about like 10 or 11 days ago.
Oh,
Yeah, no, your break times have been taking about a week and a half to 2 weeks at this point because you are
so we get
fat
extra
and
downtime.
healthy with souls. Yeah.
So it could have been Epper. Okay, I retract my previous statement.
Mm-hmm. So we should be very careful. We thought we had a good read on the availability of their forces, but at the very least, it seems like there are 2 recent changes in their roster.
2?
Both the new owner of Alore's domain over transmutation, as well as the new god whose domain we have not yet identified working out of Clearhaven.
Ah, that's what you mean.
Clearhaven's going to be exciting.
That is certainly a word for it.
I'm sure my brother is having a great time.
Based on the letters, I am inclined to disagree, but I will leave that up to you.
Depends on which brother you're talking about. Torset sounds like he's having a good time.
Torset's
the
always
way.
having a good time, Tomas. Well, that's a lie. Torset's always having a good time if he's fighting.
He is. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Additionally, we have an update from Tripwire. It seems that there was a bit of unexpected action in the region. There was a partial withdrawal from the city before the Silver Order began moving back in, but the movements, as odd as they were, did not come without cost to the Order. A lot of the fortifications they had spent time securing were retaken by the occupants from the city. And it seems that, based on the reports we have gotten from Nixie and Lynn, that their hold over the city is certainly weakened quite a bit. And there are whispers of great displeasure in the local forces from Ethos's inner circle.
Oh no. What a shame.
Wait, that worked?
Nara just shoots an eyebrow at you.
Um, um, and an odd thing happened when we were wrapping things up with securing Nixie. I think I intercepted a command.
As in, you intercepted a missive they were sending.
A magical missive, yes. I think.
What spell were you using to manage that?
I don't think I was spellcasting.
You see
I just
Nara stand up straight and like she takes a puff of her pipe as her eyes just glow this like it's almost like the color of like fog rolling in as it just kind of radiates out of her eyes for a moment as she just lets out a heavy puff. Letter Nixie mentioned that you did run into the old geezer there. So that's what he was pulling.
what?
We've been wondering for a while how Leard has managed to stick around. And considering the reports that he no longer is, that explains, and she just points towards you, how you suddenly have that inside of you.
What?
Mika just raises an eyebrow.
Reese slowly turns to look at Reeves.
You too?
Wait, what do you mean me too? All I got was a coin.
Reese is just gonna start clapping.
Would you mind if I see that?
Sure?
And how do you pass it up to her?
Reeves will just sort of like flip the coin towards her.
Yep. You flip the coin, unerringly it just lands into her hand. She just picks it up and looks it over with those same eyes. So he's been holding out on all of us for a millennia. Wonderful.
Why am I not surprised?
I am very confused.
So we met up with so Wolf's got some interesting new stuff that he's still putting some thought into.
Wolf?
Got Einar's domain.
What's Einar's domain?
Defiance.
Ugh.
Did you expect anything else?
Is there a domain of booze? Wait, nope.
Yes. Nara says, staring at you.
Reese is like, I understood my mistake as soon as I said something. And to be fair, it's not really. That's not booze. That's wine.
It's a subdomain.
I see.
But, and Nara looks you in the eyes, and just does a quick flip of her hand, and the coin is gone, and you suddenly feel it in your palm, Reese. Reeves. Congratulations. I don't know what exactly it is that you sparked in him, but it seems that he entrusted in you the domain of trickery.
What?
Reese stares into the distance. Great.
Wait,
That's a great domain, Reeps.
this was his last hat? What?
Apparently, we weren't even aware it was a hat.
That's fitting.
Nara looks so fucking tired and mad.
So I'm a god now?
Demigod, at the very least. I suspect it would take your body quite a bit of time to adapt to a new domain. If it's anything like the War of the Heavens, most of them didn't come fully into their power, at least for a few decades. But
Demigods just cropping
situations
up
are a
everywhere.
bit different here, so it's hard to say entirely. But you may discover your body beginning to react in very unique ways and being able to do things you otherwise should not be able to do.
I see.
Which you're already slightly used to with Skeleton Key, probably, so.
I mean, that's just me using Lynn's domain.
Yeah.
So you're saying if I'm able to hold on to this, or if I choose to hold on to this, I will, I would have to go at the end of all this, right?
Assuming the same rules that have always been applied are still in place, yes. And as Nara is staring at you, you see her kind of squint for a moment as she glances over your group. Apparently, they've just been giving it out like candy.
Reese does not look at Nara.
Lana just kind of has a quick look around and is like candy.
Nara holds up 4 fingers.
Uh,
It's
Mika,
not just Wolf and Reese. I mean, Wolf and Reeves.
Mika blinks. What?
That makes sense from you, Reese, considering the passenger you picked up. I'm rather curious about yours, though. And you see Nara's eyes glance towards you, Lana.
Lana just kind of freezes. It's like, me?
Yes.
Uh, uh,
Oh, congrats. Welcome to the club.
uh, what?
Have you been passed along any items recently by one of the other gods?
Reese starts
I-
laughing.
I mean, the Herald gave me Argus' ring, but I gave it right back to her. I don't even feel any different.
Items are often conduits. One can choose to impart an essence of themselves into it to make sure it arrives in proper hands. Argith may have been delivered the item, but you said you were the first to pick it up.
Uh, yeah.
I'm not sure if it is the entirety of the domain, but at least a fragment of it seems to have passed along to you. And I did not recognize it in Argith in her return. Whether the gift was meant for you or Argith, I do not know the mind of that man enough to say.
Mm.
But for now, it looks like. She kind of leans closer a bit. Looks like they have left some fragment of duty within you.
Yeah, Lana will just kind of be a little taken aback. You don't say, and she'll just kind of she'll reach just kind of into her pocket and just kind of find the little note that she kept from him and just kind of clench it and just go, I had no idea.
Such things are often difficult to notice at first. The body often takes quite a bit of time to adapt to sudden changes like that, especially if you're not made aware of them immediately. Subtle changes will begin manifesting over enough time, given enough energy and emotion to build off of. If it is something that you find unpleasant, I'm sure you could pass it along to its original owner.
Well, I can't do that.
Indeed, you would have to find a new host. The same would go for anybody that wishes to pass along what they have been given, should they not desire the eyes that will fall upon them as this power matures and manifests, either into what it was or into something new. But considering the work you have all done so far, I am content to leave it in your hands to decide such things. At the very least, it's something to think on.
Uh, it's definitely something.
Considering those revelations, feel free to ask me or any of the other gods questions if they come to mind. But we do have one final update, though it probably doesn't seem as grand in retrospect considering just transpired. We
What?
have. What?
Sorry, Billy.
Oh. We've received an update from Kiro. It seems that the Silver Order presence in the area has begun to wane after the loss of their forces outside of the tomb, as we now know it to be. Zara will be leading the Kirali that were located in the region to meet back up with Kiral, and they will be reinforcing the hunting grounds for the time being in preparation for any further action that we need from them. So, the region should be safe for the time being, but unfortunately, whatever forces they had diverted there will be heading back south to reinforce the others. Given enough time, we don't expect them to reach the Elven Lands or the Hearthlands before the time for ascension arises, so the most likely location will be Faircrest itself, or the regions outlying it. And then she just kind of folds the paper she has in half. But that covers all of the updates I have. Does anybody have any questions or items they need clarification on from me?
Mm. Why why Faircrest specifically?
It seems to be where Ethos is currently basing himself out of. They might
That
have
tracks.
access to a larger domain there due to the presence of their grand temple in the capital. And with the forces otherwise displacing any threat in the region, it's a strong central fortified location that they can act out of, with access to both all of the major land routes as well as one of the main operating ports left in the region.
Yeah, that tracks.
It'll also likely be our next target once you all return.
Well, I guess we'll worry about that when we get to it.
Indeed. But we're reaching the final steps of this journey. You all have done well to get this far. I wish you luck in these next coming ventures. I'll begin making the preparations, and we will hopefully see you all back soon. Plan for the end of all of this.
We're not dead yet, so good
And
as.
hopefully none of you will be for a long time.
Well, we have been doing pretty great, but I think we at least stand somewhat on the shoulder of giants. Um, we I don't think we could have gotten this far without you, Nara, or or any of the others.
Do not discredit how much work you have done. It's very unlikely we would have been able to get this far on our own. There's a reason that Brianna went down this route, why we all chose you all as our champions. You all have done well to reassure us that that was the correct decision to make. It's all we can do to stand by you and offer all of the assistance available to us, and hope that it's enough.
Let's go. Let's go halvesies and say that we're all awesome.
Fair enough.
Works for me.
Good.
Alright, then that concludes everything I have for you all. Feel free to use the remaining time you have to rest and prepare. I will be here if you need me before we depart. And with that, Nara would dismiss you all to do just that.
Mika's kind of looking over at Lana to try and gauge how she's doing.
Lana is kind of just very introspective and just kind of like, just kind of not really looking at anyone. Just kind of like, huh.
That is a lot of information that Lana just received that she needs to parse.
Yes.
Reeves is running like the coin, like he's doing that trick where he's like running the coin like over his knuckles.
Mm-hmm. It seems to just be intuitive to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like
He's
you've
not.
always been naturally dexterous. It's almost second nature, like breathing, as you just play with the coin.
Yeah, I don't think Reeves even realizes he's doing it until he like looks over, and then he just like kind of uh transfers the coin into basically his palm, and
Mm-hmm.
then has it phase into him and says, um, I have some people I need to speak to. Um, I'll be in my workshop if you guys need me.
Got some ideas I want to run by you, so I'll find you in a little bit.
Yeah, I should be there in hopefully a few hours.
Okay.
And with that, Reeves is gonna go find Lynn and Nixie, but that will be for later.
Yep. Anybody that wants to do RP sessions, I do have some slots open. And if none of those times work, but you do want slots, let me know and I can open up some for the next week as well.
Thumbs up.
At some point during the week, though, I think Reeves will try to find Reese wherever he's at.
I guess after that meeting, he'd just be chilling in his room.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm assuming the meeting would happen after he was with Tomas for a bit.
Yeah,
Right?
that'd be like
Yeah.
after you guys came back and just needed to kind of recover from being outside.
Yeah, he'd probably just be in his room, relaxing, chilling, vibing.
Okay. At some point he'll get a knock on the door, and Reeves will be there.
Reese will open the door and be like, "Oh, hi."
Hey, hey. I never got a chance to talk to you after what happened in Tripwire.
Here to congratulate me on punching a hole in Eber.
That that was very good. That was very well executed.
Pretty pleased with myself.
I just wanted to thank you.
Oh, for
For how you treated Nixie.
oh,
It's it meant a lot to me.
well, she seemed like she needed it.
Reeves will just nod and just offer a goblin grin and just say, "Thanks for yeah, uh, thanks for thanks for believing in her."
I mean, I kind of feel like I have to at this point, considering my state for a bit. Be a little hypocritical.
Uh, all, all the same, you you did a very good thing there.
How's she doing?
Better.
Good.
It's a bit of adjustment to everything, but yeah, I think there's things are looking up for not just for her, but for a lot of us here.
She might lash out a bit, but be patient.
Uh, I have, well, if things go well, I'll have nothing but time.
Yeah, I hope she just comes out of this okay. I think a lot of the gods deserve a break after this.
Absolutely. It's I still can't really envision how exactly things are gonna play out after we um stop not ethos.
I think
Like,
we'll have time to think about that afterwards.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
I'm
hopefully
trying not to think about it.
I'm just hoping for enough time,
Yeah. Also, you might have the trickery domain, but if you play a prank on me at this point in our venture, I might stab you.
and I will probably deserve it.
Yes.
But no, I think we're past that.
Okay. Glad we have an understanding.
Mhm. Of course. Uh, enjoy the rest of your evening.
I'll do my best. You do as well.
And with that, Reeves will go elsewhere.
Hell yeah. Anybody else have anything that they want to go over while we're still all here in session?
Right after the meeting, I was gonna do this before Chris messaged me. Actually, I think Reese will excitedly go over to Mika and be like, "Mika,
Hey!
I threw the spear.
Oh, and how'd that go?
It went through Eber, and it felt amazing.
Oh, I'm so fucking jealous right now.
He didn't go down though.
Damn it.
And I think he wants to kill me more now,
I mean,
but
it
not in a
can't have.
condescending way. Now, like he doesn't want to kill me just because I'm a gnat.
Okay, that's an improvement. It's respect. It's a good respect.
Yeah,
Oh, you got to stab him. I bet that couldn't have felt good.
it felt so good. It felt amazing.
I bet
And then
he
he
was
almost cut
so
me in
mad.
half.
Oh, well.
Then he almost cut me in half. That felt a little less good.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, Tomas got suplexed by a god, so you guys are on par now.
Oh,
Uh,
which god?
so we ran into Einar by accident, kind of, and yeah, I think Tomas and Wolf will be able to tell you a better story than I can on that one. But we almost started a tribal war and all that. It was fun.
Reese kind of looks exhausted. It says, "I don't know what I expected.
I don't. Well, it wasn't on purpose. At least Mika doesn't think it was on purpose.
It was Tomas. Of course, it was on purpose."
Okay, you're probably not entirely wrong on that one. Oh, but I mean, we
His
came out
middle
of it
name in
okay.
his middle name in Elven roughly translates to causes
Warmonger.
problem
Yeah.
causes problems on purpose.
Exactly, yes.
He'd have to add another middle name to his already 3 middle names.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it came out okay. So I mean, Zara's the
That's
leader of the
good.
tribe now. So I mean, we won't be seeing her for a little bit because she's gotta take care of things. But it's all good. It'll be fine.
Good for her.
I mean, she had to kill the previous chief because he was gonna kill us. But yeah, it's great.
I'm a little jealous that I didn't get to see that,
I mean,
but
I'm.
not jealous enough to not have wanted to throw a spear through Eber.
Oh no, I'm gonna be jealous of you of that for a long time. I want all the details of this later.
I am. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Isn't it like embroidered or isn't that like on the tapestry now?
Oh, I
Oh, yeah,
think
no.
it is.
Oh yes, is absolutely
There
on
are
the tapestry.
there are now 2 gods being. No, I'm sorry. 3 gods have now showed up on the spear.
So Reese can just pull out the spear and unravel the banner and be like, "Hey,
You're
that looks
next.
nice."
There's Mika throwing the spear through the jester, and then Reese throwing it through both. Oh God, the
Oh, Reese
Herald
on there.
and Eber.
Oh, Reese on there twice. He's
Wait,
getting
what?
mileage.
Nice.
Reese also threw it at the Herald.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's getting some. Yeah, it's getting some mileage going there.
I hope this banner gets even longer. I'm very excited to throw this at a bunch of assholes. And then Reese pauses, frowns, and says, "Phrasing, right?" And
I-
he's gonna
I think
put
it's
it back away.
appropriate. I think it's appropriate phrasing. I think that works.
Yeah.
You're doing good work with that.
I try. Not as strong as you, but I try.
I like my hammer too much to give it up entirely. I've got some ideas for Reeves later for going up against the quartermaster, so I think we'll be able to do some fun things with this. I'm just gonna pat Aegis.
Yeah, unfortunately, most of my enemies are probably going to be my brother's attitude. So that'll be fun.
Good luck with that.
Thanks. I'm going to need it. But yeah, sorry. I'm sure you have things to do. We all have things to do.
Go find a couple of things, I'm sure, yeah. Everyone needs to everyone needs a bit of a break before we start working, so but yeah, go find Tomas and get him to tell you the story about getting beat up by a god.
Oh, I will.
Miko will go wander off with that with a salute.
Later that night, Reese put Tomas in a headlock.
Tomas not understanding why he's in a headlock.
Yeah, it's okay. Makes Reese feel better.
All right. Anything else that people want to cover while we're all here? Cool. So, I think that is a good point to put a tab in things for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me before the next session. I'm going to put up a poll when we wrap up here to see everybody's availability, and then we can start planning for when you guys are going to be heading out on your next set of missions each. So we're going to do alternating weeks, and then after those are done, we will have the final non-combat group get together
Fuck yeah.
It's the
Hell yeah.
for the
final
final mission.
countdown.
We're getting towards the end, folks. I can't wait.
Oh, I'm sure.
Matt's like, let me be free.
Bring it on, Matt.
I'm like, I can't wait to throw the boss I've had planned for 2 years at you guys.
Bring it on.
no.
I'm ready. No, I'm not. I'm not level 20 yet.
We'll fucking see.
I don't think level 20 is
Won't
even going
we?
to cut it, man.
I'm fucking ready.
Cool. All right. So, feel free to scatter to the winds, folks. If anybody has any questions for me directly, I'll stick around for a few minutes. Otherwise, I will head off into the night.
Fuck yeah.
Just have to figure out the
Thanks,
items whenever
Matt.
we can get a hold of Nathan at
Thank
some
you,
point.
Matt.
Yeah. I'll reach out to Nathan when I have a chance. I'm going to be gone tomorrow, but I'll reach out to him on Sunday to see if I can figure that stuff out and we can get items assigned.
Okie dokie.
Cool. Woo. Have a good one.
Good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
Easy,
night.
y'all.